Greetings, eaters. I'm the Obesity Sherpa, and this week we're on the road. We're not in my kitchen in sunny Las Vegas, and it is not sunny at all. Although it was sunny a little while ago when the sun was still up, but I came up to Utah to visit two of the OSDs this weekend. See, it was Obesity Sherpa daughter, just Sherpa's daughter. Just keeping track of that.
I also wear my credentials on my belt, but it's a baby actually.
It's a baby. Yes, we're feeding a baby here. So the Obesity Sherpa's grandchild coming February 2023. The first one. You can hear the grandpuppers in the background because everybody has dogs, and two of them are here right now. In any case, my daughter has a recipe that I haven't tried before, and I like it. We both really like Eastern European food a lot, and the OSD speaks fluent German, but she also speaks many Filipino dialects, and then there's English. And the OS son-in-law speaks Spanish, so between the two of them they speak 7 languages, so that's kind of cool. It's impressive. I mastered English and I dropped the mic, and that was kind of the end of it for me. But what we're going to make today is cabbage roll soup, and I love cabbage rolls. I love all sorts of European food, and we've had cabbage rolls together at restaurants, but I've not tried the soup yet. She likes them so much that she went and found and perfected a recipe for them, so that is what we're going to make. And before we do that, though, we got to do shoes. So there we go. I'm going to take the camera. The Obesity Sherpa son-in-law is filming for us. I forgot my light, so we have bad lighting, so I'm going to apologize for that. So today's shoes, for me, some Doc Marten boots. For the OSD,
these are
some dirty Vans. You know we like the Vans. And the Obesity Sherpa socks. He's got socks. It's important. I'm wearing socks with my boots, though.
I didn't get the memo, so
no memo, no. But he likes Vans too. I mean, we all like Vans, and I mean the Obesity Sherpa's youngest daughter, I think, is trying to have every pair of Converse Chuck Taylors that has ever been made in every color. So,
have you ever considered this might be appealing to the foot fetish crowd?
The foot fetish crowd? I don't know. I mean, the youngest.
I mean, the shoe fetish, yeah, but the foot fetish.
I don't know. The youngest daughter, there, I'm going to hand the camera back. The youngest daughter is doing modeling for one of her classes in college, so I'm just, hey, if they can stick to the feet, great. But in any case, let's do this. I'm going to have the OSD number 1. That's you. You're the oldest, so you get to be number 1.
Okay.
The birthright thing.
Okay.
Okay, so why don't you go ahead and tell us what you're going to do, explain your stuff, and let's get into it.
Okay, so these are all the ingredients, minus the water that will go into this soup. We've got ground beef. This is 2 pounds of ground beef here. And we'll be putting a couple tablespoons of minced garlic with a whole yellow onion. And once we have that browned, we'll start to add in the tomato sauce, the rice, the cabbage. This is a whole cabbage I've cut up myself. And a whole bunch of carrots, which, you know, if you want to use shredded carrots, you can do that. I just happen to have baby carrots on hand, so I just put those through the blender. This is the oil, just in case the oil from the meat isn't enough. And then here we have the beef bouillon, brown sugar, and a bay leaf. The beef bouillon will be supplemented with water because, I mean, it's cheaper than buying beef stock. So.
It tastes good. It's really seasoning. I mean, you want your vegetables to do the talking, not so much the pre-made beef stock, which I always find those pre-made stocks to be kind of weak. I like to make my own stuff if possible. So there you go. That's the hybrid part of this. We got a new grandpupper that was a surprise when I landed at the airport, and he's noisy because the OSD number 2 and her husband went to a football game tonight, and we're babysitting the new grandpupper. So why don't you go ahead and start combining this stuff, and while you're doing that, I'm just going to talk in the background. You film her. Okay. So our restaurant recommendation for this week, since we're in Utah, went to Chili Teppan for lunch, which I love, but I think I've already done that as a restaurant recommendation. One of the other places I love here is Tucano's, which is a Brazilian grill. And I mean, look, it's not, I don't know how true Brazilian grill it is because they've got like wings there and all that stuff, but it's pretty good. When I come up here, I want to eat that. And then, well, let's just say that I have a lost afternoon after a big lunch at Tucano's. All right, so far we've got the onions in here.
And I like to just eyeball the garlic because it depends on my mood.
Yes, have confidence in your cooking so that you can eyeball things. Cooking's pretty forgiving. Cooking's like busting out a Miles Davis jazz solo on the trumpet. I mean, if you're doing baking, it has to be exact. Cooking, you can kind of play with it and make adjustments on the fly. All right.
Give it a moment to warm up. I didn't heat it up beforehand, but this is just the oil with the garlic and onion. I like to saute it a little bit before I add the ground beef, because I've noticed there's been a lot of recipes where I've added the ground beef first and then added the onion. I feel like that didn't give the onion enough time to like really caramelize.
You gotta sweat it a little bit.
Yeah, and so I like doing this first, because ground beef will cook pretty fast, and especially with soups, it can overcook because it's in there for so long. So I'd rather have my onions more cooked than my ground beef, because it's just better for the texture. And pretty soon we'll be out of this.
We're doing this in some cast iron in a French oven, right?
This is a Dutch oven.
I think if it's got the enamel on it, it's considered French. If it's just the cast iron, it is. Street cast iron is Dutch. I don't know. I could be wrong. I'm just pulling this out of my hat. I read a lot.
Amazon.
I don't know.
This is Amazon Basics. It was from my wedding registry.
So you're saying you're basic?
I'm saying Amazon is basic.
Amazon is basic.
Well, maybe she's just saying that we're apartment living lifestyle.
I mean, I worked for their web services for a while. I wrote a lot of marketing content for them. But that doesn't, the web services are great, but they don't allow you to shop in your underwear at 1 in the morning, which is how I like to shop.
That's how I like to shop all the time. That's how I like to do my job.
That's right. So the OSD #1 recently graduated from BYU with a psychology degree, but because she is pregnant, she took a job working for REI, that is Recreational Equipment Incorporated, great Seattle company. I've been a member now for, I mean, we're going to be pushing 30 years. I love REI, but I shouldn't work there. I'd waste all my money. I had a job interview once to be the marketing director for the Cabela's in Marysville. And I did, yes. And when I went in there and talked to them, I was like, my paycheck will never make it out of here. I can't work here.
That's why you said no?
Oh, it is, yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, I didn't pursue it. I mean, they liked me, I liked them, but I was like, man, I'll never get out of here.
I definitely like REI, but I'm also not outdoorsy enough. So, like, I'll go and I'll look at stuff and be like, ooh, that's $200, and I might use it once, so maybe not. But they do offer pro deals for employees, so I got my soon-to-be baby daughter a whole bunch of stuff from Columbia for really cheap.
I'm gonna go grab the new grandpupper.
Oh, yeah.
It's taking a little bit to brown, but once it's brown, we'll be able to add the other stuff. I don't want to add too much oil because you don't want it to be like a really greasy soup. Especially with me, I get heartburn during my pregnancy, so I don't need to add the grease.
Your dog drooled on his head. He's got like a big old slobber right there. You like that? You want to mix that in there?
No.
No?
I don't think we'll be serving up dog tonight.
You don't want any of that?
No.
No.
And then here's the crazy dog. Darcy, can you sit?
I don't know if
Oh,
this is
good
slobber or
girl.
if your dog figured out how to farm a blow on him.
It's like an anxiety slobber.
It's an anxiety slobber. Maybe we shouldn't be showcasing the dog slobber with the food. That's not gonna. I'll wash my hands before I touch anything. Little paper towels written up.
Yeah.
She's getting this last part. It's still a little bit frozen from when I set it out to thaw, because you know I'm just like everybody else. You know how like that one lady will always say, if you can't make it yourself, store-bought is fine. Store-bought is my life now. So, unless it's sourdough bread, which I do try to make myself.
Well, remember, my concept is the hybrid cooking, because I feel like there's a whole lot of people who are teaching you how to make everything from scratch and gourmet, and I feel like you can put some gourmet touches on some stuff that's pre-made and turn out a pretty decent meal. I mean, you guys, do you feel like you guys ate okay while you were growing up? Do you feel like you were fed okay?
Yeah. I ate too much. That's the problem. When I went to the Philippines on my mission, I was like, why is this the portion size when this has been the portion size my whole life? What do I do?
Well, that's why I'm probably not making it past far past my 70s, if that far. But yeah, I'm gonna die on a full stomach, and it'll be happy. It'll be happy.
Yeah.
There'll be gravy shots at my wake. It's gonna be fantastic. You'll miss me. I'll miss you. Whatever.
Just stick around for a while.
I'll stick around for a while.
We try and incorporate vegetables in our diet to make up for the love of everything else.
I love vegetables. Vegetables are awesome.
And this is actually a really healthy soup. It always pops up on like lists of healthy. Oh, cabbage roll soup. It's a healthy recipe because literally the majority of it is cabbage and carrots. It's just a little bit of rice, and I think rice is great. Rice is life. Anyone who's telling you that rice is bad for you, don't listen to them.
Well, I mean,
rice has kept nations alive.
Well, that's very true. Anything in excess is bad for you. I learned that with grapefruit juice back in the day. If you drink like 2 gallons of grapefruit juice a week, you will get an ulcer. Or at least I did. Didn't care for that.
Probably was not fun.
No, grapefruit juice is delicious. I know.
The ulcer.
Well, now that I'm middle-aged, I can't even enjoy a Fresca. I mean, I'm like, there's like this much grapefruit juice in there, but apparently my body is like rejecting all grapefruit, everything.
Yeah, I have beets too, but you can have those either.
Freaking beets. I love beets.
There are consequences
to
our actions.
You know what? I'm going to eat some beets at some point. I'm not ruling out the beets. There was a one-time incident, okay?
It was a one-time incident.
It was a one-time incident. Beets are good for you.
Just drink lots of water.
Oh,
I love beets.
I drink a lot of something.
I love to make salads with beets, like a cucumber beets with like feta or goat cheese. But you know, obviously goat cheese tends to be more on the expensive side. But
yeah,
I love goat cheese. It like scratches an itch in my stomach that nothing else can reach. You know?
Really? Not even soya? I thought soya scratched all the itches.
Different itches. You know, your butt itch is different than your head itch.
Okay, now.
Now with the cabbage.
There's a lot of cabbage, so we'll let that get down a little bit.
I mean, it'll render down real quick.
Yes. You don't want to hold that.
I don't have to hold too much since I'm covered in dog.
You can. You start to add everything at once.
There's certain cultures, if they were watching this video and see me standing here holding a dog as we cook, they would think that something was going to happen. But it is not. Look at that cucumber.
Right? This is all the carrot?
I had some carrot left over. Everything
is carrot.
Oh yeah, this is all the. I put this in a. What's the word? Food processor. Yeah.
By the way, this is going to be a longer video. I get a mix of stuff. My wife tells me that they should be short like that crap on TikTok, and I'm like, look, I'm not a pretty girl. I can't wear like a low-cut shirt and throw a bunch of ingredients together and have people like want to watch that. I need to get my own personality, and that's going to take a little more time. So this one's going to be a little longer. Cooking this meal here and holding my new grandpupper.
But there will be a time when the soup has to just sit, so we'll do that as well.
All right, I'll set this over here so we can add more of this so that renders.
So it seems once the meat's cooked and onions caramelized, start throwing the cabbage, the carrots, and the tomato sauce in, right?
Yeah, we also will be adding the brown sugar. I'm just kind of letting this cabbage render down because it's a lot of cabbage.
So where's your favorite cabbage rolls that you've had thus far? I seriously used to buy them like off of the deli bar at Fred Meyer sometimes because, I mean, I didn't have an Eastern European mother. Your grandmother was very British. There was no spice. There was no. I mean, she was 100% British. If she'd done 23andMe or whatever, it would have been, you are super white and from the British Isles.
I mean, I've only ever had them in Las Vegas, you know?
At the Bagel Cafe?
The Bagel Cafe, and then that one Eastern European one.
The Polish place you went to?
Yeah.
Yeah, that place was good, but holy crap was it expensive. Like, we dropped $70 and I like needed a snack on the way home.
Yeah.
And that was just on food, no drinks. I mean, I'd go back there all the time if their prices weren't redonkulous. And they weren't like on the far end of the realm because, you know, gas is a little spendy at the moment.
4 cups of water.
4 cups of water.
Yeah.
And that's after the brown sugar and the bouillons.
Alright, you want to get down, or are you just going to start running around and playing with Darcy? I'm sorry, the OSGP. The OS Grandpupper. Darcy gets to be OS Grandpupper number 1.
And it's starting to render a bit. Just gotta get that softened, then we'll add the rice. And the recipe I tried calls for half a cup of rice. But once again, rice is life.
So how long is this going to simmer?
About 30 minutes.
Okay, so once we get it all assembled and simmering, we're going to sit back and turn off the camera, and then we'll rejoin. Also during this weekend, OSD2 is going to make us lasagna soup because it is fall and we're all in on the fall recipes. And when I get back to Las Vegas next week, matzo balls. I'm trying to get a few in the can here so that I don't end up with like weeks of nothing when I get busy.
Oh, let me see how much more of the cabbage I can add. Because we're going to put the pot lid on it and then we'll let it sit, and then you will see a little bit more what it's supposed to look like. Right now it's just like, okay, unfinished soup.
Yeah.
And we did just add the rice, right? How much
Yes,
rice?
I added about a cup.
And while we're waiting for this to simmer, I'm going to hit Amazon and see if I can find myself another portable light. Because I flew Spirit Airways, and if you have more than one little backpack, they give you the stank eye and sometimes try and charge you. I mean, not me, but, you know, some people. I like to push my luck so far. Oh, look at that, you got it all in there.
Yeah. Because I love cabbage, and once again, this is a healthier soup. This is not something that you're going to eat and be like, I shouldn't have done that. You're going to eat it and be like, I should do that again, and again, and again, and again.
I love cabbage and Brussels sprouts, so like I said, the other day I had some kimchi. It was a little funky.
Well, that's snap at cabbage.
If I'm chewing for like 3 minutes and it's not breaking down, I'm saying that should have fermented longer.
It's a little too big, so I'll take that out. I like big hunks of cabbage, but my husband likes it a little bit more refined, so I try and find a happy medium. One time, I tried to use a mandolin to slice my cabbage, and I lost part of my finger. So I just hand chop it now.
If you buy a mandolin, at some point you're gonna learn the hard way that you can use that guard. I've learned twice now. I guess I'm a slow learner.
We are gonna go ahead and pop this lid on it, and we will let it sit for 30 minutes and show you how it looks then.
All right, here we go. We'll be back. We're back. This has been simmering for about half an hour. Of course, there had to be a change of footwear because, and of course the dogs. There had to be a change of footwear because I've been wearing shoes long enough. I needed to go to Sliders, and now that I'm from Las Vegas, that's the thing I need. So, all right, handing the camera back to the OSSIL.
Okay, so this is about how it should look after 30 minutes. You can see the cabbage is really cooked in there, nice and good. I wish you guys could smell it because it smells so good. The last bit.
It does smell really good.
Yeah, you just put some parsley in here. The recipe I learned this from called for fresh parsley, but this is hybrid cooking after all. So if you can't be extra, be me.
I'm seriously like, I wrecked a mocha latte at Chili Teppan with your
Mocha
sister.
gente.
Mocha, whatever. You speak Spanish, you speak English, whatever. If I was ever a newscaster, I would not roll my R's. That's super pretentious, but I'm a white guy. I'm going to own it. I'm sorry. I wrecked a
Molcajete.
Molcajete at Chili Teppan with your sister and her husband earlier, and whatever the other one was. I can't remember what the name of the other thing was. It was just a butt ton of meat. But all right, here we go. Plating up. Oh yeah, look at that.
Yep.
I'm gonna wreck this too. Oh my gosh. Here we go. Here we go. Should I get them? It's hot.
It's very hot. You're gonna want.
Here we go. I'm gonna get like a pretend action shot. Here we go. Ready? No.
What the freak?
I'm sorry. Let me do it like your. Let me do it like the OSD3. I did get it in my mouth. Okay.
What the heck?
She's gonna be mad. So I'm gonna get in trouble for making fun.
Edit that out. Alright, try it.
Okay, here we go.
Obviously, just don't.
Oh, it's very hot. I'm gonna blow some. I'm gonna blow some on your. That's fantastic. By the way, this is Rob Wicks, my man. This is for you. You posted those pictures of the cabbage rolls, and I mentioned the soup, so I figured you inspired me to shoot this with my daughter. So thanks, dude. That's all for this week. Just get a nice money shot of that. There we go for a thumbnail. All right, that's all for this week. Please like and follow and share on social media. Come back for more content. Our main channel is YouTube, but we're on all the others. We get around in the social media world: Facebook, Twitter. I don't know what else we're on. Tumblr. We're on Rumble. We're on. Oh, we're definitely on Pinterest. You gotta be on Pinterest. That's where all the housewives hang out. That's where I am when my wife is watching the Super Bowl, because she cares more about that than I do if the Seahawks are not playing in it.
All right, I'm gonna cut this off so I'm hungry. Okay.
Apologies to our guest Jimmy Kimmel, who could not make it this week. No squirrel pie in this bad boy. This is all cabbage roll soup. So thank you, and like I said, we're gonna shoot another video this weekend. So I'm trying to get a few in the can, but until next time, keep on eating.